Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to She Rocks It. This is Roxy Ayers, and I do these radio shows for people with multiple sclerosis, but also for their family members, in hopes that maybe it'll be a support to give them a better understanding of what it's like to be an MSer. But then also, I want to shed light on the umbrella of support that is MS&Me, which, I mean, it's bananas. It covers support for people with relapsing readmitting, primary progressive MS. I mean, even to the furthest extent of multiple sclerosis craziness. But then, of course, there is an opportunity for people to have a listen to some of these shows and read up on some stuff because of their family members. And it really is a family disease. And it's unfortunate sometimes because more often than not, there is a disconnect in communication. And I talked about this last time, and I kind of bounced back into it here and there. And I want to hopefully empower the MSer or the MS family member to work on communication with one another, because it is a disheartening disease. It is an exhausting experience for the people with MS and their support systems. And sometimes you would assume that it would be obvious one way or the other, that the other one would know what you're feeling or what you need or how you need it. So I'm going to spend some time talking about the MS person, the individual who struggles every single day, every minute of every day sometimes, and hope that they may communicate with their support systems or their family members differently. So I know that me personally, I make some assumptions from here to there, any kind of situation. I expect my husband to read my mind. And you know what's funny is he really kind of does. But we've been together a very long time, and I'm not great at communication on a one-on-one level with him because I'm frustrated with me. And I don't take the time that I need to explain things so he can hear them. So what do? We say, I'm having problems with this, and I don't know why you're not listening. I don't understand why this is happening. Don't you love me anymore? Don't you care to listen to me anymore? And what he hears is he's not doing good enough. He's not trying hard enough. And by the time we're done throwing a fit, we're exhausted. And then we're angry because we feel like we're not being paid attention to. So let me give you a different route. If you can, like, I'll give you an example. Maybe I'd like to go to the store and get some stuff that I need, which proves difficult for someone like myself because my vision is crazy. And I've told everybody my nystagmus is cartwheel nystagmus. It's a bunch of circles, kind of a figure eight, so nothing I look at sits still, and it's bananas. So when I go to the store, I require a little extra one-on-one help. And then also, I can't drive. You wouldn't want me to. That would be ridiculous. It would kill me and a bunch of people along the way. Maybe even my husband. So lucky for everyone in Denver, Roxanne does not drive. So anyways, Like, you know what? I really need to get out. I feel like you're not helping me get out. This is really frustrating and I just can't even. That's not the direction you want to take. Try this. I'm going to use my husband's name so that, you get the gist. Hey Jacob, I love you so much. And you have been an amazing help to me. An extraordinary husband. I am feeling a little cabin fever. And I know there are some things that I would like to get at the store. Do you think it's something we can do today? And if not, schedule it for tomorrow sometime because I really need to be able to do some things for myself. And hopefully he will hear a positive angle, an appreciative angle, an angle that would encourage him to want to be of support. And I'm not saying it's always that way. And sometimes we have to ask for things when we're not feeling good and we are not feeling like we're in the right place in our minds. And maybe we scream, or maybe we throw a fit, or maybe we just are irritated for the sake of being irritated. And we don't always have our words. So let's say that happens, and you know when you're frustrated or when you're having a really crazy time and you're not communicating the way that you need to. Something as simple as writing a letter or a note. If you can't write, okay. But if you can, make a little note on a piece of paper just saying that you love that person, that you care for them and you appreciate them, and you would like to schedule a time to just get out and play, And let's say you can't write and you don't have somebody to write with you. Maybe you have a phone. And anymore, we have these phones that we can blow up really big so we can see pretty decent. And we also have the talk to text app. Now, make sure you have your glasses on when you do this, because you can send some wildly inappropriate text messages. But we're in a very fast-moving, fast-paced universe. And if your significant other or your helper or your partner in crime, whomever it may be, has a cell phone, sometimes a text message, just reaching out and saying that you love them or that you appreciate them. If you don't love them, that's fine. Maybe it's your housekeeper or somebody who helps you with your bathing and stuff like that. And you could say something along the lines as, you know what? I know it's not easy taking care of people all the time. And this could be in talk to text. Make sure you double check. Make sure you're wearing your glasses, because I have sent some horrible, horrible messages. I'm not even going to share them because they would be horrible, and they probably kick me off MS&Me. And I think it had to do with some male extremity and whatever else, and this and that. And you don't want to send that to your, case person or somebody that's helping you. And then they just get confused. So like I said, if you can use your eyes and they work okay, try your talk to text. If you don't have that app, you want to negotiate that with your helper, whoever that may be. Because the way the world is now, everybody's got a phone. And if they don't, they've got mail. And you can mail a letter, get an address, get help where you can to send out connections to people other than the ones that have to do with somebody wiping the butt or making sure you remember to drink adequate water with your medication and helps you get to the bathroom on time so you don't pee everywhere. But maybe send something along the lines of, to this case person or this care person or these people who their whole job is to make your life easier, even if it doesn't feel like it all the time. You let them know how hard they work and how well they're doing and how much your life would be in a really bad place without somebody like them. Now, granted, there are times where you have service people or you have family members that are just not pleasant and not enjoyable at all, and there's no wanting to tell them anything nice. But you pull it from deep, deep down inside, from the deepest depths of your heart, and throw some positive their direction, and sometimes that really turns things around. Because like I said, as MSers, we tend to grumble all the time. I used to call my father-in-law because he was always grumbling because he was an older guy and he passed away. God bless him. I miss him every day. I used to, because he loved Lord of the Rings and he loved Dumbledore, right? And I used to call him Grumbledore. And I think he thought that was really funny. But honestly, I think I spent a lot of time trying to be sweet to him when he is in those ways. And it did do well. Everything went much better, much smoother. But then also, guys, let's look at it from the other place. As care providers, as support systems, it'd be nice if you guys give your words a little thought. And it's not all the time. Usually it's the MSer that stimulates the frustration and the agitation to where it's hard, difficult to communicate with us. And I think if you can work on choosing your words differently, and a big part of it is feeling like somebody's talking at you, not with you. And it's just not fair, because a lot of these individuals used to be pretty important folks before their disease hit. Or maybe they still are, and they deserve all the respect in the world. And yes, maybe we have a bad attitude, or we're, extra grumpy for a couple days or whatever else, and it makes it difficult to deal with us. But number one, if you're getting paid to be there, use your words. Be kind. Be complimentary in different ways. Say, hey, Roxanne, I like it when you let me know what works for you. I like it when I can help you at the most positive, creative way possible when you let me know what those ideas are. How can I help you? And then when you're frustrated with us, there are different ways to handle that too. Maybe you would say something like, and it's nice to sit down to a person, next to a person, and look them in the eye. And for me, I wouldn't even know if you were, but I would just assume if you gesture my direction that you're paying attention to me and just me. And do a little compliment sandwich. And you don't want to make it too obvious. You want to make it as fluid as possible. And maybe you have to practice with your family members or whoever you can, so you can get it right. You don't make somebody feel like you are placating them, meaning treating them like they're dumb in the way that you're explaining something, and or BSing them. So maybe you say, hey Roxanne, I've been really frustrated lately because I feel like I'm not doing the job the way that I should, because you're pretty frustrated sometimes. It makes me feel like you're frustrated. Always talk about you. Don't talk about the other person. If you can turn it around and be like, this makes me feel this way. This is how I'm reacting to this. That helps, because it doesn't end up being a you story. You're doing this and you suck, and this is really frustrating. And I don't imagine you would say that to somebody you're loving on or you're caring for or whatever else. But if you do, look at somebody in their eyes. Maybe reach out for their hand and let them know how much you appreciate them for what they do. Maybe it's just hiring you. Maybe it's just, scratching your back as a family member, having them come up and scratch your back and love on you in these little ways. I'll give you an example. So my husband does almost everything for me. With the exception, I was joking, like, I wipe my own ass. That's my plus thing for my life, and it makes me very excited. And I love it when I make it to the pisser on time. And shout out to my girls that think that's hilarious. I think, no, I know that if we can work on our communication to one another, and we can treat each other with respect, and send out kind words and kind energy, because number one, these people are in your life every day, one way or another. If you can make it as positive as possible, as kind as possible, and without the holidays being a factor. And I'm going to venture into that universe for a second here too. It is so easy as an MS person or a family member to feel like they are very out of control in life. And then if you're not able to bless people with the gifts that you'd like to because of your finances or because of inability to have enough time as a caregiver, you're just everywhere. Something as simple as a kind word and words of encouragement. And if you believe in Jesus like I do, I like to throw him in there wherever I can. Because I know where my life force comes from. I know where my heart ticking is geared from. I know where my core strength derives from. But if we can pull from just a fraction of the way that Jesus lived his life, and how we treat people, and how we respect people, I want you to think about the people that Jesus used to spend his time with. It wasn't the ones that thought they knew the message all over the place. It wasn't the ones that were considered clean and pristine and their lives were perfect. He spent a lot of time with all the broken people. Hookers, even. You know, I think if we can use that, we can use it for our reason for the season. Not about gifts, not about things that are out of our control, but your words are in your control. And if you're not good with your words, write it down. If you're not good with your writing, try some talk to text or email. And get some giant bifocals like I have so I can read the fine print. Granted, you wouldn't want me to try to read a paragraph. It would be an S show from the depths of Hades. I wouldn't recommend it. It's horrible. But I think, and I know that these are the holidays and they're stressful. And even the driving, people are awful. And I thank God every day I can't see all of this. The only reason I know they're driving like crap is because my husband opens his mouth, and instead of arguing with him whether or not the person did it, I just join in. I just am team husband, and I'm like, hey, yeah, they are a bunch of jerks. And I scream it so loud that he doesn't know what to do with himself. But this is something that has been, finessed over 15 years of marriage. I used to get into an argument with him all the time about if the person was wrong, if they even really did anything, and I don't understand what the real problem is, and to, yeah, they really messed up there. I'm using 4-letter words usually just to make him really uncomfortable so he doesn't want to make any noise anymore. But somebody as wonderful as my husband is to me, and I know there's a lot of MS people that they don't have somebody every day in their life that is maybe their partner or their spouse or and even an encouragement. I have to tell you, 90% of the time, it starts with you. It starts with your ability to see the good in people instead of the negative. And it's hard. Our lives are difficult. I tell people, and I say this over and over again, we have to think about every step we take. Every time we get out of bed, if our legs will be there. Every time we get out of bed, are we going to make it to the pisser on time? So that was a number 2. My other partner in crime that's on this thing, that she's wonderful and I love her and I'm glad you're here. Her name is Tori and she has her own show and I'm very excited you're here. So anybody that's curious, just check her out. So anyways, please use your words and don't use them for evil. Don't use them for ugly, because you can't unsee them and you can't unhear them. Maybe, just maybe, if you make yourself a promise, and whether you're the MSer or you're the family member, if you make yourself a little promise saying, this week, I'm not going to use these kind of words I'm going to try these other routes. I'll try these little things so that person will feel loved instead of attacked, feel nurtured instead of stifled. Because it is a horrible disease. And I'm not trying to put a gold star on it, because it doesn't feel good. And it doesn't look good. And you know, it's so funny. I'll tell you a story and then I'll move on. So my sister, I love her very much. But we don't always get along. We're kind of crusty with each other 90% of the time. But we are always very real with each other. There are no lies. And sometimes it'd be nice if we were a little more soft and kind to each other, but we're not. And don't wait for the holidays to do it, is what I'm going to say. So check this out. I was walking with her at a funeral. I had to walk really far with my walker to where they were doing the putting the ashes under the ground for my uncle. And it was a long way, and it was warm out, and I was walking, and it was just, I was exhausted, and I got up that curb with my walker, and I'm kind of a pro now, but it still looks ridiculous. And I do it, and I felt really awesome. I made it, and I get to sit down now on my little rollator, and it's all good. And my sister goes, that sucks. And she wasn't saying my form sucked. She wasn't saying that my existence sucked. She was saying she couldn't imagine what it'd be like to be me. And at first I took it personal. But then, and she has MS too, but like I said, she's got the super more awesome pay grade version of the MS monster. She's got like a little MS cranky cat kind of thing. That's what she's got. I've got like a wildebeest or something. But anyways, I thought about it and I said, you know what? That was a compliment. Because she sees me work through these things. She hears my downs and my ups and the way that, and even just reaching out to you people was a huge achievement in her eyes. And the holidays are a time to bring us together, not pull us apart. And every day can be like that. And let's guard our words. Let's be kind and patient with one another. Let's make the most of the time we have left, because we don't know when it's going to end. We don't know when, God's going to change his mind on our life existence and things like that. And it doesn't get easier sometimes. It just gets harder. But if we can be kind to each other and we can love each other and we can use positive words of reinforcement, not words that will crush and hurt somebody who loves you. So maybe today, maybe start this even before Christmas happens. Just reach out and just tell somebody that you love them no matter what, with all their flaws and all their goods and bads and everything. And don't bring up their flaws. I'm just saying, in your mind, I love this person no matter what. And wish them a happy holiday and tell them that you love them and let them know just how important they are. And, me and my sister were grumpy with each other, or me and my husband are grumpy with each other, or just any person that interacts with an MSer on a bad day. It can be kind of ugly because we're exhausted every day. But if you can reach into those positive moments that you've had with that person, if you can pull from that and use your positive words and wish everybody a happy holiday, and if it's not a holiday, just a good day in general, just a happy new year, or even just something that makes that person feel special. So I'm going to spend time right now to shout out to all my family, the whole Airs crew, but I should say, in addition, the Aeon people who were on that's on my side. The Airs is the husband side. And I want to shout out to my little sister, who I love more than life itself. But we get on each other's nerves like it's end times, I'm telling you. So I love you, my sister. I love you, family. And I hope you have an amazing holiday. And all my MS crew that listens, shout out to Tori on this holiday. She's always kicking butt. She came back from an injury like crazy, and I love your heart. Not to mention, Erica, you're a superstar every day. So anyways, I love you, family. I love you, my sister. I look forward to our future in our family life and the moments that we make. Shout out to Ezekiel and Juanita, my niece and nephew, who are just little superstars and are a greater help to me than anything else. When I watch them, they're more my little nursemaids and people who make sure I have everything I need. And my nephew goes, "Okay, Tia, let me get your wheels. Do you need help? How can I help you?" And I do this thick accent because he's got this machismo thing going on from his dad some way, somehow. So anyways, I love everybody. And don't forget to reach out to the people you love. And you have power to be a support to somebody one way or another. So just find these moments and use your words. Use your good words, because you can't unsay them. You can't undo them. I love you guys. And just make this time of year wonderful. But then also make the rest of the year good. Even when you're feeling bad and unhappy and crusty and irritated. Use your words, peeps. But use them for good, okay? Have a happy holiday. I'll talk to you guys on New Year's, okay? Love, love. Okay, bye.